Tonight on News Prime, NNPC agrees for independent oil marketers to lift premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, from its depot at a lower price. Edo government writes Okpebolo, All Progressives Congress on transition team. In business, federal government eyes $1 billion agricultural investment by 2027. On the foreign scene, 16 killed in Pakistan's fresh northwest sectarian clash. And in sports, I know on Roma radar, Forest wants £8 million. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwegbe. A quick reminder to our viewers that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. Tonight, let's begin by telling you the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has formally agreed to permit oil marketers who operate under the auspices of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, to commence the lifting of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, from its depot at a lower price. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has also committed to issuing import and off-taker licenses to the oil dealers to either import fuel directly or purchase products straight from the Dangote refinery, in line with the government's plan to fully deregulate the oil sector. This came after the association threatened to cease operations nationwide due to the high costs associated with loading petroleum products from NNPCL facilities. However, in a new agreement reached following a peace meeting facilitated by the Director of the Department of State Services, Adeola Ajayi, the national oil firm has permitted the loading of products to cover the 15 billion naira owed to the marketers. Vice President Kashif Shettima says the low labor force participation occasioned by the staggering unemployment rate in Nigeria must be reversed. Shettima made the promise during the launch of the Nasarawa State Human Capital Development Strategy Document and Gender Transformative Human Capital Development Policy Framework in Lafia, the state's capital, where he emphasized that the administration's goal is to empower Nigerians with globally competitive skills that will enable Nigerian workers excel both domestically and in the international market. In another development, Vice President Kashif Shettima has called for a return to traditional family values as solution to the country's social and economic challenges. Speaking at the Muslim Family Summit in Abuja, the Vice President was said to have emphasized the urgent need to reinforce traditional family structures as a grassroots approach to addressing Nigeria's pressing issues. Let's turn to Edo State now, where the government has written to the governor-elect Monday Okpebolo to begin the formation of his transition team, which is expected to interface with the transition team of the outgoing administration. In a letter dated October 10, 2024, Secretary to the State Government, Joseph Eboegbe, says setting up the team would allow both parties to begin meaningful discussions and share vital information that would ensure a seamless transfer of responsibilities and continuity of governance. In July 2024, Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki had inaugurated a 20-member transition committee chaired by Joseph Eboegbe to pilot the smooth transition of power and knowledge to the next administration. Two Nigerian communities in the oil-rich Niger Delta have secured a pivotal legal victory against Shell's Nigerian subsidiary, Shell Petroleum Development Company, SPDC, in the Court of Appeal. The communities, Bile and Ogale, both in River States in the Niger Delta, commenced the legal action in 2015 at the High Court in the United Kingdom to hold Shell accountable for decades of environmental devastation caused by oil spills. The appellate court ruling delivered on Friday overturned a controversial decision made by a UK court in March that would have created an insurmountable legal hurdle for the plaintiffs, according to Lay, a law firm committed to claim at only cases ensuring that individuals have the same access to justice as the UK government and large corporations. The Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) has demanded the immediate reversal of the latest increase in the cost of petroleum products to 1,030 naira. A statement by the association's president, Afam Osigwe SAN, says the NBA expressed concern that such decisions continue to be made without transparent continuation or dialogue with relevant stakeholders, including civil society and the private sector. Meanwhile, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has urged President Bola Tinubu to direct the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) to immediately reverse the second increase in petroleum prices in 1 month, pending the hearing and determination of the suit before the Federal High Court in Abuja, challenging the legality of the powers of the nation's oil company to increase petrol prices. SERAP's Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, says the organization had last month filed lawsuits against the President and NNPCL over the company's alleged failure to reverse the unlawful increase in the pump price of petrol and to probe the allegations of corruption and mismanagement in the NNPCL. SERAP further noted that it believes the latest increase in petrol prices make a mockery of the case pending before the Federal High Court and creates a risk that the course of justice will be seriously impeded or prejudiced in this case. Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State has suspended his special advisor on salary and pensions, Bashir Ado, over an alleged premature statement on 70,000 naira minimum wage. This is contained in a statement signed by Secretary to the State Government, Bala Ibrahim, in Dose, the state capital. Ibrahim says the government viewed with serious concern statements circulating in various sections of the media alleging that the governor had approved 70,000 naira as new minimum wage for workers in the state. He says this sounds embarrassing and premature as the committee headed by the head of the State Civil Service set up by the government to advise on the appropriate wage is yet to complete its assignment and submit a report. Bandits have shot the Director General of Zamfara State's Community Protection Guard, CPG, General Lawal Muhammad, retired. The retired general was reported to have been shot by the bandits during an attack on motorists at Kucheri village in Safa local government area of Zamfara State. The attackers were said to have blocked the busy Funchua Safa road late evening and attacked motorists, including Mr. Muhammad. The Director General is reportedly receiving medical treatment at a hospital in Gusau, the state capital. Ogun State All Progressives Congress Youth Leaders Forum has condemned the killing of Adeleke Adeyinka, the councillorship candidate for Abeokuta South local government in the forthcoming November 16 local government elections in the state. Adeyinka was killed by some assailants suspected to be cultists at Jide Jones area, Oke-Ilewo, Abeokuta, the state's capital. The gunmen were said to have come in a tinted car, after which one of them stepped out of the vehicle and shot the 40-year-old transport union worker at a close range. As the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party persists, the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and Bauchi State Governor, Bala Muhammad, has charged the factional acting national chairman of the party, Umar Damangu, to revert to the status quo. A senior party member informed newsmen that the PDP Governors Forum has called for an emergency meeting on Monday to discuss various concerns regarding the party's future. PDP stakeholders are reportedly considering the establishment of a caretaker committee to guide the party toward a national convention to elect a new national working committee. Kaduna State Independent Electoral Commission Chairman Hajara Mohammed says there is no plan by the commission to rig the forthcoming local government election in the state, cautioning politicians to refrain from violence and hate speech during the election period. The chairman made these comments during the stakeholders' engagement and sensitization meeting, urging all political parties to support the officials assigned to their constituencies in conducting free, fair, peaceful, and credible elections. Commissioner of Police in Imo State, CP Yaboki Danjuma, has ordered the arrest of an officer and his team for extorting money from commercial bus drivers. The command's public relations officer, ASP Henry Okoye, disclosed this in a statement on X. A 15-second video showed a policeman collecting money from commercial bus drivers plying the road. Okoye assured all that he would personally identify those officers and share the details on X to show that the command has zero tolerance for extortion. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos have arrested a Thailand returnee, Ogwejofor Simon Peter, for importing 13.30 kilograms of heroin worth over 3.192 billion naira. Ogwejofor was arrested while attempting to smuggle out of the port the drug concealed in 6 backpacks and then packed into 2 big suitcases. According to a statement by the agency's spokesperson, Femi Babafemi, the suspect left Thailand on October 3 on a Qatar Airways flight and stopped over in Doha, where he spent 2 days before heading to Lagos, while his luggage was routed to Accra, Ghana, his original destination. 4 youths have been killed in Plateau State following an attack by gunmen in Bokos local government area. It was learned that the victims were working at a mining site in the Batura community when the gunmen attacked them around 9 a.m., killing 4 persons on the spot. President of Batura Youth Movement, Sebastian Majid, confirmed the killing in a statement, saying the gunmen also injured 5 other persons during the attack before they fled the area. Renowned educationist and the Asiwaju of Oshoboland, Jadi Badmus, has died at the age of 83. Badmus died in the early hours of today in Oshobo, the state capital. In a tribute signed by his spokesman, Olawale Rashid, State Governor Ademola Adeleke described Badmus' exit as an unfortunate development at the time Oshobo is witnessing rapid development in line with the dream of the deceased. Governor Adeleke, who lamented the transition to eternal glory of Badmus, condoled the Atoja of Oshobo in council and all Oshobo's sons and daughters of the community over the death of the elder statesman. Lagos State University Teaching Hospital has gotten a Center for Advanced Neonatal Studies. A statement by the hospital's management revealed that the initiative was spearheaded by its Department of Pediatrics. The new center aims to position the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital as a leading force in neonatal healthcare training in Nigeria and the sub-Saharan region, reinforcing the institution's status as a pioneer in qualitative healthcare development. You're watching News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When the news returns tonight, the federal government says it is targeting a $1 billion agricultural investment by 2027. We have those details and more for you after this short break. Please do stay with us. This is Global Television bringing you a live broadcast of the News Prime with Uyi Agmofwewe. A quick time now to turn to business for you. The federal government says it is targeting a $1 billion agricultural investment and a 500,000 job window by 2027 by the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones Program, ZAPS. The program, in partnership with several development financing institutions, including the African Development Bank, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, and the Islamic Development Bank, has started implementation of the first phase of the SAPZ in 7 states. SAPZ1, which is being implemented in Cross River, Imo, Ogun, Oyo, Kaduna, Kano, and Kwara states, targets $1 billion in new investment from private sector companies within the agro-processing hubs and agricultural transformation centers, as well as 500,000 jobs disintegrated by direct and indirect age group and gender. Enugu State government has clarified the controversial mortuary tax imposed on corpses in the state, stating that it was not intended as a revenue-generating measure, but rather to discourage excessive storage of deceased bodies in mortuaries. The executive chairman of Enugu State Internal Revenue Service, Emmanuel Nnamani, says this while reacting to the mortuary tax circular addressed to all mortuary attendants. According to the circular, the service, in line with the provisions of Section 34 of the Birth, Deaths and Burials Law Cap 15, revised the laws of Enugu State 2004, approved the implementation of the mortuary tax. The federal government of Nigeria has generated 103.7 billion naira in revenue from the electronic money transfer levies in the first half of 2024. According to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria's Statistical Bulletin, this represents a 7.55% increase compared to the 96.44 billion naira collected during the same period in 2023. The figure shows the growing use of digital payment platforms and a higher volume of electronic transactions as more Nigerians and businesses embrace digital banking solutions. Nigeria is facing a worsening food security crisis, with more than 1 million additional people experiencing severe food insecurity in 2024 compared to the previous year. This is according to the recently released Food Security Update report by the World Bank. The report indicated that Nigeria, alongside Ethiopia and Yemen, witnessed a significant rise in the number of people facing acute food shortages. On the foreign scene, at least 16 people, including 3 women and 2 children, were killed in a fresh sectarian clash in Pakistan's northwest. Sunni and Shiite Muslim tribes have been engaged in intermittent fighting for several months in the Kuram district of Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Kuram, formerly a semi-autonomous area, has a history of bloody confrontations between tribes belonging to the Sunni and Shiite sects of Islam that have claimed hundreds of lives over the years. Lebanese official media says an Israeli airstrike has destroyed a mosque in the war-torn south, the latest attack as Israel intensified its bombardment campaign on the country in recent weeks. At around 3:45 a.m. local time, it says enemy aircraft had carried out an airstrike targeting the old mosque in the center of the village of Kfar Tinbit, destroying it, that's according to the national news agency. Village Mayor Fuad Yashin said to newsmen that the village, located around 8 kilometers from the border, had lost a beloved site that brought people together. King Charles has confirmed that it is up to the Australian people to decide whether the country remains a constitutional monarchy or becomes a republic. Ahead of the King's visit to Australia next week, the Australian Republic movement exchanged letters with Buckingham Palace officials writing on behalf of the King. Correspondent from the palace says that whether Australia becomes a republic is a matter for the Australian public to decide. Let's turn to sports for you now and bring you some excitement. Ola Aina's consistent sterling performances for Nottingham Forest and Nigeria have attracted the interest of AS Roma, who have him on lists of targets, as according to Nottingham Forest News. The Premier League club are reportedly looking for at least £8 million for the wing-back, with whom they are currently in advanced talks to sign a new deal at the City Ground, which is just a reward for his performances in the red shirt. Paul George's scoring torch was on display in his preseason debut with the Philadelphia 76ers. George made 8 of 15 shots and scored a team-high 23 points in a 1-1, 1-1 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Des Moines, Iowa. He logged 26 minutes, hit 4 3-pointers, and added 6 rebounds and 2 assists. His exhibition debut continued a stretch of new faces in new places during this preseason, including Karl Anthony Towns in New York, Chris Paul in San Antonio, DeMar DeRozan in Sacramento, and Klay Thompson in Dallas. Let's talk soccer now. Mauricio Pochettino has made a winning start to his reign as coach of the United States, with AC Milan's Yunus Musa on target in a 2-0 win over Panama. Argentine Pochettino, the former Tottenham, Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea coach, was brought in last month to take over a team which had won just once in their last 7 games. He will lead the USA to the 2026 World Cup, which they are co-hosting with Canada and Mexico. And while he had only 5 days to work with this new squad, his influence was already evident. And that's a wrap on News Prime here on Global Television. However, we'll take a quick look at some of our big stories tonight. NNPC has agreed for independent oil marketers to lift premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, from its depot at a lower price. Edo State government has formally notified Governor-elect Monday Okpebholo and his All Progressives Congress APC to set up transition team. In business, federal government has announced its plan to drive a $1 billion agricultural investment by 2027. On the foreign scene, 16 persons have been killed in Pakistan's fresh northwest sectarian clash. Finally, in sports, we told you I know on Roman Radar with Forests in race to find £8 million for this purchase. And that's all we have for you tonight on News Prime, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles as you now find on your screen. On behalf of the entire production team here at Global Television's headquarters in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, we say a big thank you to you for investing a part of your time with us. We'll see you again.